Kia ora everybody, welcome back to the final girls bracket round robin match of Tai Mitchell 2026 here on the number one field. My name's Noah Jefferson, I'm going to be taking you through it. We've got Te Puke taking on Whakatāne in what's sure to be an enthralling matchup. Te Puke obviously got off to the hot start yesterday, but not as hot as Whakatāne. They went 3 for 3 yesterday. Can't quite remember how they fared this morning, but if yesterday was anything to go off, then we could be in for a tense encounter. A massive thank you before we get started to our competition sponsors, One Foundation, New Zealand Wasps, and Sir Gordon Titchen's Legend Sportswear, as well as all the jersey sponsors for the Te Puke and Whakatāne girls teams. We really appreciate all your support. Just waiting for the touches to get into position and then we'll be underway. Light quickly fading here at War Memorial Park. These two sides will be hoping to light it back up at 3:15 PM on a Friday afternoon. Ref blows the whistle. We're underway here on the number one ground. Ball's going to bounce a couple of times and then it's going to be knocked on by the Whakatāne side. Ref's going to blow it up, no advantage accruing. Scrum awarded to Whakatāne. To Te Puke, rather. My apologies. Going to be fed in by Ranaki, with Alexis Young standing at first receiver there on the open side, but be aware they may go to the blind side. No pushing in the scrums, obviously, so Whakatāne are going to get possession. They do go to the open side. Now it's with Young. Catches it stationary. Now she's going to give it to Nathan. Nathan's going to take the hit up, but she's going to get driven back in a big tackle towards her own 10. A little pick and go on the open side. Looked like Teleke there with the headgear. And the ball's been stolen. Referee throws his hands up and says, yep, that's legal. It was stolen away by McKay. And the penalty now accruing to Whakatāne. They're going to take the scrum. Yesterday we saw quite a lot of quick taps off penalties, wanting a fast game with only 15-minute halves, but Whakatāne looking to ease their way into this. They're a bit cold. It's been a while since they've been on the park. Those last girls' games kicked off at, I believe, 11:40 this morning, so it's been a while. Now making a little break through the open side is Henare Nahi. Still going on her own. Now she's going to get caught up. Dragged towards the touchline. Keep an eye on the touch. You see if that flag goes up. Back towards the open side now. Te Puke up quickly in defence. Ball still there for Whakatāne though. Ball spills out the back now. Getting driven back towards the halfway line and into their own half. A loose pass thrown, almost intercepted. A couple of knock-ons there from Te Puke, but he's going to say the first one from Whakatāne. Looked like it all went back from the Blues, but referee says otherwise. And we obviously couldn't do it without referees. We want to say a massive thank you to the Bay of Plenty Rugby Referees Association and all their volunteers, because we wouldn't be able to have this tournament without you. Ball's going to be fed in by Selwyn. The opposite halfback is Marshall. Ball's going to be played to that left-hand touchline. Looks like the blind side. Through the hands of Young again. And what looked like a high tackle, not even going to play an advantage. He's going to blow that up straight away, the referee. Quick tap taken. Looking to speed things up. It looks like it's the first 5 Wedingi. Good contest at the breakdown. Looks like it's been stolen away by Whakatāne, and it has. But she's knocked it on in the process. Scrum's going to be awarded to Te Puke. It's quite funny because they haven't had a lot of possession, but they're gaining a lot of territory as a result of Whakatāne's actions. 3 minutes gone, no score. Sounds like there's plenty of action happening on the number 2 field. Jackson Ruben Swinton on the call over there. And that matchup is between Tauranga North and Galatea. That's also being streamed on the YouTube channel if you want to flick over and have a look at the score. Now taking the hit up for Te Puke was Sands. Ball there for Nathan. Still to the open side. Taking the hit up there was Ray. Brianna Ray had a good day yesterday. Ball's been bobbled forward and the scrum's going to be awarded to Whakatāne. Finally they get the break to go their way. Still in their own half though. All it takes is one line break. We've seen quite a lot of high-scoring games in the girls' bracket. Score 5-0 to Tauranga North over on the number 2 field. Ball fed in by the Whakatāne halfback. They're going to the open side. Taken on the hop by the number 8 there, but then bobbled in the second one, taken clean. They're going to carry on out to the right. That one wasn't so clean. It's been knocked on again. In fact, the referee's going to let things play on straight down the court as Aotearoa Whitbourne takes it into contact. The ball's been stolen at the breakdown. Flag goes up from the far touch linesman. Going to award the line out to Whakatāne. 5 minutes gone. It's been a tense encounter thus far. Still scoreless. All matches have been brought to you this week and this upcoming weekend by the team at Local Gecko Productions. Every match, every tackle, every try, every point scored, every moment that you won't want to miss on the Taia Mitchell Rugby Tournament YouTube channel. Ball sent back out to the open side, towards the near touchline, bringing it in towards centre field. Just looking to stretch them, and they have. They've got around that corner. We'll look to see if we can get a number. It looks like the number 2 for Whakatāne, Amiria Mika. She's going to coast away for the first try of the game. We spoke about it. 1 moment is all it takes, and Whakatāne with that try may have broken this game wide open. It was too simple from one touchline to the other. And speed kills on the rugby field. It'll be a difficult conversion. The rules of the Taia Mitchell tournament state that all conversions can be taken no wider than the 15, standard for junior rugby across New Zealand. You can see the Te Puke tent in the background to the right of the post, as well as the Aotearoa Rugby and Sports Club tent. And how can we forget about Aotearoa Gold? Looking rather barren as the kick is up and over. 7-0 to Whakatāne, an outstanding conversion there by Himaya Hirawini Clay. Jersey sponsored by the Hirawini Clay family. And look at this, all the way out to the left. Great hands. And just burnt them on the outside. An outstanding run there by Mika. Just made it look easy in the end. She had tons of space. She had no one around her by the time she crossed over the chalk. As we come back to the live team, of course, the scoring team kicks off in the girls' bracket. That's going to find some green grass, and already you can feel that the momentum is swung firmly in favour of Whakatāne. It'll be interesting to see if there was a touch from a Te Puke player. It doesn't seem so. So they'll get the ball, but immediately pinned back in their own half, about 30 metres out from their own touchline. Another mention to our fantastic sponsors, the teams at One Foundation, Wasps New Zealand, and Legends Sportswear. Thank you for your ongoing support of this incredible tournament, which has been going on for a number of decades. Holds a special place in the history of Bay of Plenty Rugby as this line-out falls the way of Whakatāne. Dragged down by the back of the jersey, little horse collar tackle there. Going to be played by Marshall from the back of the ruck, through the hands. Taken into contact by Hirawini Clay. Still going, throws a late offload to Aotearoa Whitbourne. She's taken down in centre field. They're going to go the same way. Marshall sends it one wider to Hirawini Clay. Taken down in a great tackle there from the Te Puke player. Ball's there, presented. It's going to go as far as Henari Nahi. She's going to send another one wider. A little floater over to Purewa Po. She's going to be dragged down. In fact, no, that was Horlock who was dragged down. In fact, on second thought, I'm looking at my team sheet right now, and the try scorer might have been Horlock. The name at the top of the team sheet is actually the number 2 jersey, Horlock. My apologies, Ari. Sent now to the right-hand side through the hands of Hirawini Clay. Ball's been spilt there by the second receiver. Advantage accruing. Going to go for a little snipe on the left-hand side as the left winger Sands. Into Whakatāne territory. Be interesting to see if they go the same way. They're going to bring it back towards our scaffold. Through the hands of Briggs. Take it down to good tackle. Meters made though for Te Puke. Back into their own half, but straight back into Whakatāne territory. And the ball's been stripped in the tackle. It was a 2-person tackle Stolen away nicely by the 13, Rudu. Now a little snipe down the left-hand side, a good pass. Don't tell me this is the try scorer again, Artie Horlock. Looking to knife her way through the defence. Some great tackling on display though from Te Puke. Ray was in there and Nathan might have been as well. Now a little stutter step from Hedawini Clay. Now she's going to run into an upright tackle and the referee's not having any of that. Not playing any advantages for high tackles. Wanting to send a clear message. Almost 10 minutes gone. And again, Whakatāne going to call for the scrum, looking to slow things down. And why wouldn't you when you've got a 7-0 lead in a game that's going to come down to those little moments. And Tauranga North have sprung out to a 15-0 lead on field number 2 against Galatea. I was lucky enough to call that Tauranga North versus Rangitike or Rangitaiki game rather yesterday afternoon. And Tauranga North showed great resilience being down by 40-odd points. They sprung back in the second half and put in an outstanding performances. Here go Whakatāne, but that pass is thrown to a defender. A reverse intercept. Now they're going to look to hold her up. Referee has now signalled maul. See if they can get it out. It's presented nicely. Whakatāne were looking to counteract, but unsuccessfully. Now Te Puke looking for a window. Carried into contact by Lawrence. Going to continue to the open side. Look for some windows. Some great movement on display here from Te Puke. And she's almost broken the tackle. Throws a late offload to Young, who's had a fine match so far. But the ball's been stripped again in the tackle by Whakatāne. Some outstanding tackling. They know what they're after. They want possession. And they're hunting for it with every tackle they make. Now they're going to go to the far touchline through the hands of the number 7, Bo Te Marere. And she's got wheels all of a sudden. Who saw that coming? Has she made it? Yes, she has. Bo Te Marere slides over for Whakatāne. And they double Te Puke's trouble with that try. Kick to come. They're winning those little moments that matter. And with a few minutes left until the end of the first half, Whakatāne have sprung out to a 2-tries-to-0 lead. Kick unsuccessful as Galatea score on the number 2 field. But let's have another look at this try. She got the ball at first receiver and then just sliced her way through. That's the thing about sideways running, is it gets the defenders all out of shape. Shuffling sideways at different speeds, and the hole opens up eventually, and Bo Te Marere slides through it and scores with ease. 12-0 now to Whakatāne. Almost said Whakarewa. This isn't Baywide. Again, Whakatāne with the kickoff. They'll be kicking off the second half as well. We've got a few minutes left, and that one, it's hard to see the lines. It hasn't gone the 10. It's been blown up immediately. That's the thing about rugby in dusk. And it's actually a free kick awarded on halfway. A little bit of confusion here. Would normally be able to pack down a scrum. Elect against it. They're going to carry it all the way past the 10. 4 or 5 more good carries like that and they'll be over for their first points of the day. Now through the hands of Sands. Sands looking to make a line break. Got the hands free for an offload, but she keeps it. They're going to go back towards centre field. Played out by Young. Now that's the prop, Kyla Briggs. Kyla Briggs looking to free it up, and she has. Out on that far touchline. Can we get a number? It's the number 10. It's Ruth Wedingi down the left-hand touchline. She's going to bring it around close to the posts. And Te Puke strike back. They weren't on naught for long. After 13 minutes, they score their first points of the day. Once again, attacking on the outsides. And Whakatāne couldn't contain them. 13 minutes gone, it's 12-5 with a kick to come for Te Puke. Great pace shown by the number 10, Ruth Wedingi. There's plenty of pace on display in the women's bracket as this kick falls short of the post. You get an open space and there's plenty of players that can just burn you around the outsides. I mean, look at this. This was a good carry by Briggs and really good job of keeping the arms free. We've seen Whakatāne have been attacking the ball in those tackles, but she was able to free it up to Wedingi, who has wheels on the outside. Wearing the number 10, but I personally think she'd be more suited in either the 11 or the 14 jersey on the outsides. Still 12-5. First half coming to a close. And that one's not going to make it the 10. It'll be interesting to see if it rolls into touch, and it will. So a free kick awarded to Whakatāne on centre field. With the last couple of penalties, they have taken a scrum. It'll be interesting to see if they take a quick tap. And they will. With no pushing in scrums, it's basically a quick tap. And already, we've seen angle running. We've talked about it so many times today. Slicing through the gap was Hedewini Clay. She's brought down in a great tackle. Ball might be stolen. In fact, now it's been picked up by Horlock. She's brought down in a good tackle. Referee says hands off. Played out by Henari Nahi. And now it's through the hands of Cook. Popped over the top. And the ball loose on the ground. And now it's picked up by the number 7, Te Ao Marere. Back to this near touchline. Through the hands of number 5, Mia Cook. Ball down in a good tackle. Only 15 seconds left on the clock. Pick and go by the number 8, Henari Nahi. Played off the base of the ruck by Hedewini Clay. Knocked on by the number 11, the left winger, Mira Purao. Eyes on the referee, and he's going to blow it up. An enthralling first half of play between Whakatāne and Te Puke. We'll be back in a short while. Don't go anywhere. It's 12-5. This game is far from over right here on Local Gecko TV.
Round to the other side, the way it is. But the camera work's been great. Yeah, really, really good. And there was one announcer who was useless. No, all the announcers were just
Welcome back, everyone, to the second half between Whakatāne and Te Puke. It's Whakatāne who lead 12-5. They got off to the hot start, but Te Puke hit back with the counter punch. Having a look at the number 2 field, it's Tauranga North who are leading 20-7. They've just kicked off their second half. Just before we get underway, I want to give a massive thank you to the coaches and managers of these two teams. From Whakatāne, Richard McGarvey, Jesse Clay, and their manager, Ihimana Hedewini. And from Te Puke, their coaches, Mike Collins, Janae Tamati, and their manager, Georgia Broughton. Georgia obviously playing in the Mount Maunganui Premier team. An outstanding talent in the Bay of Plenty. And we're underway again for the second half. That one finds grass. Like most of Whakatane's kickoffs, But a bit of space on this right-hand touchline from the number 13. That's Alexis Young, who's had an outstanding game. She's going to be wrapped up eventually by Bo Tiamarere, who's also had an outstanding game. Flag finally goes up after a while. And that would have been an outstanding start for Te Puke, trailing by 7. It would have been awesome for them to put things on level terms within the first minute. And we've lost our camera feed. I apologise, folks. We're going to try and get that problem sorted. We're going to go off what we can hear. $12-5 to Whakatāne. We can give you updates on the number 2 game. And we've finally got a camera feedback. That was a lovely fade back in from Black. We're just so talented here at Local Gecko Productions. 12-5. Line out one by Whakatāne. Through the hands. Still moving it through the hands. A mishap. We're not one to name names, but yeah, we won't name names. Penalty won by Te Puke. You feel like they've seized the momentum here. They're not wasting any time, going quickly through the hands of Mila Sands, but the referee's brought them back. Must have been a couple of centimetres in front of the mark. Now she's going to run a lot slower into a 2-man tackle, or 2-girl tackle, I should say. Played from the base by Alexis Young through the hands of Lawrence. She's going to pop it to the number 5, Brianna Ray. Slicing through the hole is Kyla Briggs. There are so many names that are worthy of recognition on this Te Puke side. Now it's back in the hands of Mila Sands. Out wide to Poise. Ball's been stolen. Referee throws his hands up once again and says, yep, fair game. Stolen by Whakatāne. Now they're going to look to strike back and extend that lead back to what it was. And maybe even more through the hands. Played from the base of the ruck by Hinari Nahi. Little loose ball. Referee's going to say it's gone forward. Scrum in favour of Te Puke. And like it was in the first half, at the very start of the game, Te Puke gaining territory off Whakatāne's mistakes. So they're edging their way closer and closer to the try line. But we saw what happened in the 4th or 5th minute when Whakatāne spread them wide and just darted around the corner. That was Horlock who scored that first try, and then I believe it was Te Aotearoa who scored the second. Anyway, here we go from Te Puke. Through the hands, it's the number 14, Eve Payne. Brought down in a big tackle from Heta Winnie Clay. Ball spills over the top. Referee's going to blow up a penalty. Collapsing the ruck, taken quickly by Young. Young breaks the first tackle. She's got options for the offload, takes it up herself. Played quickly by Ray to the right-hand touchline. This is Selwyn. And now a penalty in favour of Whakatāne for holding on. Great defensive persistence from Whakatāne. And like they did many times in the first half, they're going to call for the scrum. Once again, a massive thank you to our sponsors. We wouldn't be able to broadcast these games or even have this tournament without the long support of One Foundation, New Zealand Wasps, and Sir Gordon Titchen's own Legend Sportswear. We appreciate all your support. Wouldn't be able to do it without you. Played off the back by Whakatāne. Looking to shift it to that touchline. Great draw and pass, and now a little hole opens up. You can see the boys team in the background pointing to the outside, and they have found the hands. Is that Horlock again around the outside? She's lost the boot. She's run so fast that she's run out of her own shoes. Trying to break that tackle, and believe the ball touched the line. In fact, no, the touchy's put his flag half up, but eventually he's kept it down. He's holding it like a knapsack over his shoulder. Now Te Puke looking to spread it to centre field. A late pass is going to find grass. Eventually picked up by Brianna Ray. Now she's going to try and run her way out of trouble. Pops it to Selwyn. Selwyn trying to fight her way through the tackle, and she might have some open space. Great ankle tackle there by the number 7, Te Aotearoa, who's had an outstanding game, like most of these girls have. Pop pass to the number 15, Juliette Marquet. Apologies if I'm mispronouncing any of these names, Fano. I'm just a Wellingtonian. Anyway, a breakthrough here from, well, it looks like the number 11. Of course it is. It's Mila Sands trying to outrun Heta Winnie Clay. Needs some support. She's got no support. Surrounded by blue jerseys. Spills it out the back. It's going to be picked up by Marshall. Now played from the base of the ruck. Her teammates are pointing to the blind side. That's where they go through Aotearoa Selwyn. And Selwyn's going to score. I believe it's Selwyn. It might even be the number 12, Hannah Rickwood. It is the number 12, Hannah Rickwood, scoring for Te Puke. Brought it a bit closer to the posts to make it a bit easier on a goal kicker. Apologies, I might have been reading from the wrong team sheet there. Viewers and listeners, my mistake. And a chance to tie the scores for Te Puke. The drop kick is not going to make it. It's away to the right and a little bit short as well. And you can see all of her teammates pointing to the right-hand touchline. It was the pass from Make into the hands of Mika. In fact, it is Amiria Mika. She did have Akuhata Whitbourne in support. Couple of changes being made from both sides. It's going to be a tense last 8.5 minutes. And we're glad that you're joining us for it here on the Ty Mitchell Rugby Tournament YouTube channel. Semi-final day kicking off tomorrow as we get kicked off again with 8 minutes to go. Picked up on the hop. Going to try and knife her way through a hole. Brought down just shy of the 10. That ball spilt forward. Referee's going to say a knock on from Te Puke in the process of stealing the ball. And so Whakatāne once again are going to get the scrum just inside their own half. As I just mentioned, tomorrow's semi-final day. We've got 8 enthralling games, 4 girls and 4 boys semi-finals. We're going to have the legend himself, Pat Ray, on the call for a few of those games on the number 2 field. At least that's what it says on the paper in front of me. Followed up by the highlight of the weekend, finals day on Sunday. That ball's been knocked on in the process of collecting it by the number 8 for Whakatāne, Henare Nahi. Probably the first mistake she's made all day. Not a lot of handling errors from Whakatāne, and they put on a defensive masterclass. Obviously a lot of cross-code players. My partner in commentary, Jackson Ruben Swinson, yesterday was mentioning a lot of cross-code players. Not only touch, but rugby league. A lot of one-on-one strips. As they're going to knife to the blind side through the hands of Selwyn. Can she break that last tackle? She's going to be dragged into touch on the 22. Line-out's going to favour Whakatāne, but Te Puke just inching their way a little bit closer. They only need 3 points to take the lead. 7 minutes to go. For Whakatāne, they're going to be wanting the 7 minutes to go as quickly as possible. And they've knocked that ball on at the front of the line-out. It's been scooped up by Selwyn again. She's going to be dragged towards the touchline and remain in play from the base of the ruck by Rickwood. Floated into centre field. It's now in the hands of Briggs. And now the referee's going to blow up a high shot penalty. Not for the first time today. Whakatāne have been caught high. Away goes Briggs. She's dropped the ball. Or maybe it's even been stripped out. No, the referee is going to call it a knock on. In the process of making the tackle. That carry by Mika. Now into centre field, getting backed up against their own try line. They're going to try and free it up on the outsides. Tackle's going to be made by the number 8, Henare Nahi. No, my apologies. Wrong team sheet. That was Wilson who brought it down. Now back into centre field. Trying to work their way through. But 2 on 1 is only going to fall one way. Picked up from the base of the ruck. Dragged down from behind. Might have even dropped the ball. No, she's held onto it. We've got 2 halfbacks. 2 into 1 don't go. Now they're going to go to the open side, Whakatāne. Good possession retention here. That ball's been called backwards but scooped up by Te Puke. Hands on the ball from the number 7 for Whakatāne. That was Te Aotearoa. And they have stolen it back. Looking to work their way into centre field. Again, good draw and pass. They've got her on the outside, but they just haven't got that space. But she's going to create her own space. This is the number 2. This is Horlock again. Dragged down in a good tackle. The pick and go from the number 8. He's got nobody in front of her. She's going to coast away. Makes it look too easy. And is that the moment that Whakatāne sealed the deal in the final round robin match of Ty Mitchell 2026? Plenty to play for, some good sportsmanship on show by the try scorer. Maraikura Nahi, who's had an outstanding defensive game, saw the space, great instincts there. Picked, went and scored. And while we've got this little lull in play, I can update you and say that Tauranga North have cruised to victory over Galatea. They're currently leading 40-7 with a couple of minutes to go. That kick unsuccessful. It's still a one-score game. And hopefully Te Puke won't be feeling too dejected by that. Sometimes when you can see long tries, it can suck all the air out of your tyres. And it was a great carry by Horlock. But then have a look at the instincts of Henare Nahi. And number 4 for Te Puke, Ive Nathan, just jogging. And it was a good chase by Eve Payne, who's sponsored by TKO Boxing, but unfortunately couldn't reel her in. 17-10 with just over 3 minutes to go. Kickoff's going to go short, and that one, not for the first time, won't go 10, but they're going to play it anyway, Te Puke. Trying to catch Whakatāne napping, and they might just do it. This is a strong carry by Safia Wilson. Ball spills out the back. They're going to play it back inside their own half. They won't be there for long as they look to shift it to the left. This is Briggs again, a great offload. Whakatāne trying to win it from the breakdown again. They can't do so. Briggs is going to play halfback. Go back to that top touch line. Looking to find a little bit of space next to the ruck. They're trying to reach over and steal it. Not going to happen right now. Back towards the near touch line. Trying to work their way right through Whakatāne. This is Teleke, who's trying to work away to the half, still breaking tackles. The washing machine technique that every junior rugby player was taught. Still working their way towards the left. Through the hands, running upright into the tackle is Rickwood, and once again, a quick tap taken by Young. Young trying to work her way through the defence on her own. She needs some support. She's finally going to get it. Took a while for Whakatāne to bring her down. The ball's there for the half-back, played by Ray. Ray's going to go on her own little run. She's got Nathan there. Gives it one wider to Poese Wharehere. That might be Ray again picking and going from the base of the ruck. She needs some support runners. Whakatāne are going to surround her. Now they look to steal it. Referee tells her hands off. Through the hands of Briggs. One wider to Teleke. Teleke still got the ball, and again Whakatāne goes searching for the ball in the tackle. Not going to happen this time. It's with Sands. Sands going to look to cut her way back towards centre field. The left and the right foot step. Ball's there. Whakatāne play at it. Referee lets play go on. Te Puke still have it. This is Ray. Can she free her arms up for the offload? She can. It's with Nathan. Nathan with another offload off the ground, but it's gone to ground. Popped up one wider. This is the number 8. Reaching for the line is Wilson, and she's over. Te Puke right back into it, and this is a massive conversion coming up. Treating it like a 5th tackle in rugby league. Refusing to take the ball to ground. And that's the way that you have to play when you're all on your own. You just throw it to the nearest person wearing the same jersey as you. Not sure what's happening here. Was there a conversion taken? I don't believe so. I don't think they took a shot at goal. And that kick's not going to go 10. It might dribble 10. It has. It's going to be played by Whakatāne. Taken down, Te Puke looking to win the ball. They can't do so. Just looking to hold on to the ball for the last 30 seconds of Whakatāne. No, they're trying to work their way forward into Te Puke territory. Over the ball goes Briggs. Referee says hands off again. In fact, no, that was Sands. It took 3 people to bring down Mika there. Ball still there for Whakatāne. A pick and go, trying to slow things down. It's there for the halfback, played by Marshall. Now the number 10, siding through a gap. It's Hedewini Clay. One man to beat. And she does it. She goes right over the top of her. Brought down eventually by Nathan. Pick and go from the pink headgear. the number 7, Te Aotearoa. Te Aotearoa still fighting her way towards the line. Has she got it over? We can't see where the line is. She's going to release and go again, and she has scored the winning try. I'm out of breath, Bo Te Aotearoa. Great instincts, great knowledge of the law. Releasing the ball, getting up and going again. And if our clock's accurate, that'll be the final act of the game. And I think Te Puke's body language says the exact same thing. So questions being asked of why Te Puke didn't take a conversion to tie it. And that conversion unsuccessful. And that's going to bring the curtain down on an outstanding game of rugby between these two sides. Whakatāne get one up over Te Puke. And they put the nail in the coffin in the last minute. That try from Bo Te Aotearoa, who is my player of the day. An outstanding performance on both sides of the ball, attacking and defending. And what a match to round out the round robin section of 2026 Ty Mitchell here in Aotearoa. We'll be back again tomorrow with 8 semi-finals. Bear in mind the first game kicks off at 9 o'clock. We've got 3 there. Those are the girls' games. And then 3 boys semi-finals. The last set of matches kick off at 11 o'clock. So a relatively early finish tomorrow before the men's rugby and women's rugby kicks off. So don't miss anything. Make sure you set your alarms nice and early for the first matches kicking off at 9 o'clock. Semi-final day right around the corner here in Aotearoa. My name's Noah Jefferson. I've been fortunate to take you through this game, and I look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow morning. Ka kite.